Holy smokes, that was a close one. I know we're live, and that's a part of this whole thing is when you're live, people don't understand. You don't have a chance to do it all over again. So just now my screen went blank. I heard the music, the screen went blank, and I was like, oh no. So that's just a part of what happens live, and part of what happens when you're in South Lake Tahoe. So that's where we're coming from today for the Police Softball Podcast. I am your host, Trini. Trinidad. I want to jump right into it because we've got a great recap today of the St. Louis Show Me Classic. And we've got our co-host with us again, Joe Monahan, but we'll introduce him again here in just a second. Want to just briefly tell you guys a little bit about me. I am a retired U.S. Air Force veteran, 23 years in law enforcement, just recently retired. Very happy about that. Two-time cancer survivor. I have a franchise business called Biotechs. We're in San Antonio, Dallas, and Houston. Real excited about how well those guys are doing, the service they provide. And I'm also a nonprofit founder of our organization called Shields for Kids. It's a great organization that goes out for be able to show these people just how much we care about them by being on our own dime and on our own time. So it's a great organization. As far as police softball is concerned, I am the coach of the San Antonio Law men's competitive softball team. I won a couple of national titles. I was voted these Chevy Wright Sportsman of the Year, Pat Hill Inspiration Award winner, and the Texas Police and PS.com Hall of Fame member. So I'm very proud about those accomplishments in this field that I love. So from what I understand, I just froze. I'm going to try very hard. Am I unfrozen now, Deanna, Carly? I am? Okay. Still there? Just completely froze again. Oh, Lord. All right, well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring on my co-host, Joe, because Joe Monahan will help me be able to push through this if my reception is bad. Can we bring Joe? There you go. What's going on, brother?
Trini, what's happening, bub?
All right, man. It's we could tape that right there. He's like
every time, man.
Form, man. I can't wait to get this show on the road, man. We got some great video, and my co-host Joe helped me to put some great video together. So I'm excited about highlighting his tournament from this weekend. Some great competition. Weather held off, so that was awesome. Joe is the coach of the Missouri Lawmen. He's a director of the Show Me Classic, which we're highlighting today. Louisville Slugger Masters Division coach. He is the East Coast Conference Manager of the Year, and he is the Texas Showdown Home Run Derby champ. And we need to add on to that he's won some long drive contests in some golf tournaments. We're just going to keep adding. So I want to add long drive champion to that.
You left off the biggest head in the circuit on the bottom of my banner there.
It's coming. Hey, so tell you what we're going to do is we're going to jump right into this show, but I want to make sure that we have a couple of guests that are going to be joining us today. We've got a guy that has been with us before. He is he's an intimidating dude in the circuit, but that's only when he doesn't smile. When he smiles, big teddy bear. So we got Jay-Z joining us today. He is going to be highlighting this St. Louis Show Me Classic. And there he is with Joe. We're kind of giving away a little bit of the future with what ended up happening with the tournament, but it's going to be good to have Jay-Z on again. I enjoy having him on, and I'm really excited about having a guy that's new to the program who he's known throughout the circuit as just being a wonderful example of what it is our circuit represents, along with having a signature bat, along with his service to his country and his community. I'm really excited to be able to have Chad Agustin joining us on the show today. So there he is right there. We're going to be having, we're going to have Chad on afterwards, and we're going to be able to highlight this tournament and him as a person. So that being said, Joe, let's take it with your tournament. So we had the tournament this weekend. One of the big things that was coming up was the weather. Tell us a little bit about some of the Some of the things that were concerning you as we got it towards the weekend.
The weather sucked. Let's be honest. It was terrible. It was stressful leading into the weekend. We had it rained all day Thursday, all day Friday, and into Saturday morning. BMAC, the complex, the field crew there did an unbelievable job. They got up there at 5 a.m. Saturday and worked till noon to get all the fields ready. They used 3 pallets of the Diamond Dry and got everything ready to roll for the tournament. The fields were, considering the amount of rain we got in those few days leading up, it was pretty amazing that they got those fields ready for the event. And we were able to get everything rolling. And then after we got it started, it didn't rain at all. And we were able to go all the way through 2 days of softball and until Great Lakes came out on top.
Don't give it away, co-host.
Not too late. We already gave it away.
Yeah,
but yeah, the weather was an obstacle, but with the help of BMAC and their crew, we got through that, obviously. So
yeah, they did a wonderful job, and we got some really neat pictures and videos to be able to highlight what those guys did in honor of what it is that we stood for as far as having our tournament there. So one of the things I like to do is to highlight when I highlight a tournament, I like to be able to highlight the things you can do outside of just the tournament itself. So we're going to go ahead and show
Uh-oh. You still there, Trini?
something. Well, we'll run with it, Joe. Let's see what we got. I just froze again. Joe, if I keep freezing, man, you might have to just kind of take over. But Carly or Deanna, let's go ahead and run with what we got to start with. We're going to highlight the tournament. Mainly, though, this first part, Joe, we're going to talk about what there is to do there as the weekend developed before we actually play ball. Cool?
Yep.
All right, let's bring that on. So we know that when we first got there, it was the St. Louis Show Me Classic. We had a T-shirt that you had. I personally like the shirt that you had this year. It was the kind of a throwback from a design before. Those shirts are awesome. But yeah, so it's the 20.
They turned out great. Dan from Midwest Heat, Dynamic Sports is the one who put those together for me and did a great job. And everyone liked them. They sold out the first day. There was none left, so I'd say everyone liked him, and he did a great job again. He's made the shirts the last 4 years, and he's done a great job every year.
Okay, yeah. Dan, thank you very much, man. Shout out to you, brother. We're going to be highlighting Dan here in just a little bit. So the next thing, what happened when we arrived, Joe, is we ended up arriving at the Cheshire.
Well, Trini, you're freezing up again, bud.
Rooms, thought it was pretty neat. It was raining a lot when we first got there, so we were kind of worried. I froze again.
You froze. You're back. You're back.
All right.
You're not.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So after the Cheshire, there's a bear that's inside the lobby. It's a very unique. That's a kind of a traditional photo that we take whenever we go to this little bear. And then when we ended up after settling in, we went downstairs and met Dan and a few of his guys, and then check out the. Yeah, man. So that was just the bar that's there. It's actually right there inside the hotel. So that's pretty neat.
Was that Beso or was that a different bar?
So that's Fox and Hound.
Fox and Hound.
That's downstairs. Cool little bar, cool little hangout. And then Beso's right there in the parking lot. And that's where you have your players party, or one of yours, player party. Yeah. So then there's plenty of places to go eat. I love to go out and eat whenever we go to a tournament. There was a place called Herbie's. And you can see by those wings and appetizers, pretty good. But Joe's favorite place is Oceano. I don't have any pictures of that, but it was good. And
we should have took a couple pictures, man.
Yeah, we should have, but it was really good.
What kind of wings were those? Those things look like pelicans, or what was that?
They work out. Oh no, those chickens
They're
work
huge,
out.
man. They're huge.
Huge. Kind of like Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Got those big old legs. All right. So, hey, Albert, Andy, thank you very much for joining us. I can't see the comments. I think I have the reception is not the greatest, but thank you guys for joining us. Rob said, "Great tournament, Joe, and great to meet you and Trini."
Thanks for coming out, Rob.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. So let's go to that next thing. Next thing we did when we were there in town was we checked out an escape room. Now, I don't know if y'all have ever been to an escape room. I didn't think I'd be a fan, but my daughter took us, so we got a little clip of that. Check it out. What do you do when you're in St. Louis with your family for a tournament and it's raining?
Go to an escape room.
There we go. Get ready for a workout. If you plan on coming to this escape room, they want to tire you out, kind of throw you off your game. That's what they want. You're not getting me. Take a breath. But breathe.
You're taking breaths the whole time now.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hello.
Dude, they have all the throwback candies at this place. Tons of throwback candies. A lot of cool things there. That rocket food. Hey man, I don't know if you've ever been to that Rocket Fizz, but that was pretty neat, man. Had a lot of really cool throwback type candies and sodas and all kinds of neat things there. What street is that on, Joe? Do you remember me telling you about that?
I think that's on Del Mar down in the Loop. It's in University City, which is a municipality of St. Louis County. But it's but yeah, I've never been there, but it looks nice. I'll say that.
Hey, a lot of people bring families, man, and so when you bring a family, going to an escape room. They have really neat themed escape rooms, and I think it's a really neat thing to do if you get an opportunity. Again, Dan McIntyre, I don't know if y'all know that, but he owns a few escape rooms, and he's the one that was telling me about them. My daughter loves them, so we went out. It was a great time. But one of the things that I really am getting excited about is starting to play golf at these tournaments that we go to. I don't know why you're laughing, Joe. I am excited about playing golf, and So I think here in South Lake Tahoe, where's it at, Audrey? I'm going to Edgewood. There's an Edgewood golf course here, Edgewood Resort, like a golf course where they have like this celebrity golf tournament that happens here every year. I think it just happened here recently, where they have 60 celebrities or just movie stars or athletes that come down and compete for a $600,000 grand prize. And I'm going to play on that course tomorrow, so I'm really excited. To be able to highlight that golf course. I've got a few programs. If you don't know, you can go to my YouTube channel at Trini Trinidad. You go to that YouTube channel, you can subscribe to it, and you're going to get a lot of cool, content. I have the Keepers of the Peace conference that we're going to be putting on. So I've got a Keepers of the Peace podcast. This conference is taking place, and Chad, this is what I'm excited about, Chad, helping me get the word out, man. This is the International Keepers of the Peace First Responders Conference. It's April the 12th through the 14th. It's a badass conference with badass breakout sessions for police, fire, military, and EMTs. Man, we've got, we're going to have to wait a couple of months to find out for sure if the famous Hoist Gracie is going to be able to make it down, but talk to him on the phone.
That'd be awesome.
He said he wants to come down. He just needs to find out. He's in a contract with Bellator right now, but he is absolutely down to come to the conference. And so, we're excited about that jiu-jitsu breakout seminar. We've got a workout and shoot with the competition team from the San Antonio Police Department, along with a few others. So I'm really excited about being able to highlight this conference with the main purpose of having badass breakout sessions, but having some really important and impactful breakout sessions within the hotel. Our ultimate goal is to help save some lives. We have an extremely high suicide rate amongst first responders, in particular police and military. And so some of the content that we're going to be bringing to you in this conference, I absolutely believe that when these guys walk in, they will not walk out the same. And I absolutely know that we're going to be saving some lives with some of the content that we have to present at this conference. So don't forget that Keepers of the Peace Conference, April the 12th through the 14th here in San Antonio, Texas. So on that note, one of the things I want to do is I want to start going to these softball tournaments and playing at these courses. And I talked to a few guys who are there, and I said, hey, let's get together, a year or two before a tournament. Let's go play. And that's what we did. Joe came out and hosted us, and we got a little video to show from that.
Yep. All right, my man. Well, I appreciate you coming on again, and I guess I'll see you here in about a day or so.
Working. Socializing.
Yep, that sounds great. I appreciate that, man.
So coming out to these tournaments, one of the things I am really looking forward to now is starting to check out some golf courses where we go play these tournaments. And so we're here in St. Louis, Missouri, and we're here at the Missouri Bluffs. We've got Joe, Jonathan, Fig, and myself. I'm planning to check this hole out. It's really cool. But one of the things I love about this is being able to come out and do something different with the guys. Communicate while playing a different sport other than softball. Of course, softball's coming, so it's like the dessert, but check this out. That's a Joe, the strategy.
Of course, I say that.
Joe, tell us the strategy. What's the strategy on this course?
You want to hit it long and hard and close to the pin as you can.
How about on your first swing?
First swing you want to actually swing and miss. Maybe once or twice just to get that swing down, and then you want to make contact on the third swing.
Yeah, you got to loosen the lower lumbar.
Yes,
yeah.
You need to get loose.
Would you show us? Would you demonstrate one for us? All right, here we go.
Where you at, man?
Did it freeze?
Yeah, you're back.
Where's it? Okay, so Joe.
Yeah.
Decided to take us out to this beautiful course in Missouri.
Oh man, you froze up again, bud. You're back. I think you're back. But yeah, we brought you out I brought you guys, Sal, or not Sal, sorry, you Johnny and Fig. We brought you guys out to the Missouri Bluffs on Thursday when you guys came in there, and it rained when we first started. After that, the weather was great, and Missouri Bluffs is personally my favorite golf course in St. Louis. We actually use that for that course for our annual Missouri Lawman golf tournament fundraiser. And Tim Arnold, who runs the course, is a great guy, and really helps us out. So I like to get there as much as possible, and I'm glad you guys were able to make it out a little early so we can go out there.
Joe, what's the date of your benefit?
Typically, we run it every year, the first Friday of June. This year, because of COVID and some restrictions and some other things, we had to push it back to September, the end of September. Next year, the plan is to get it back in June again. But everything this year's kind of been screwed up.
Yeah.
Just life in general has been screwed up. So anyway, so we had to push it back this year to September, but it should be a go hopefully in September.
Yeah. So beautiful course. And if you guys are interested in playing some golf before these tournaments, please let me know. Put it in the comments so that way we can kind of get a tally of who's interested, because we're going to make this thing happen. But we have the continuation of this video, so let's roll it. Yes. We're going to see how this is done now. Mr. Joe Monahan stepping up to the green.
Just like his strategy, all the way down, he hugs the right side. Joe, they can't see it. They can't see where the ball went. I was telling him you hit it right down the fairway, hugging the right side. Now he's looking for it.
I didn't get it back.
On the camera, they can't see where the ball goes.
And I can edit.
Yes.
Dude, I told you about that before you swung. Just hold the end part of your swing and then I'll edit it. Oh, hell. Here we go.
Oh, man.
My foot slipped.
Hey, all right. It doesn't matter where it went, dude. It doesn't matter. So, go ahead. Give us some feedback on how that
was terrible. I don't know what else to say other than it sucked.
Oh, there's the back. There's the back.
We talked about it, and we did say he was going to have a warm-up swing. That was a warm-up swing. I just want to clarify that.
That's warm-up. Okay, that's his second warm-up swing.
That's all right.
This is for real.
This is real. This one's real.
Can't bend over. Thanks, Trini. I appreciate that, man. You couldn't show all the 350-yard drives. You had to show every one of my swing and misses.
We're highlighting this this golf outing, not other ones. Oh my God, none of that was fake. That was all legit, straight up Joe Monahan sucking ass at golf. So I'm just glad you hosted us.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Tournament if I ever played with you. But I'll tell you what, the cool part was that you got a little, you and Jonathan, what'd you do? You shared some of that what's it called? Let's see if we got a picture of it.
It's Bush Light.
Yeah.
The nectar of the gods.
You shared some of that Bush Light with Jonathan. You settled down. You knew we were going to show it on the podcast because it just is what it is. And then, look, everybody, here's what happened next. Oh, wait a minute. You guys want to see that one more time? Somebody just requested. Yeah, go ahead. Roll the tape. Oh, my God. Did you win?
All right.
Well, no. We got one more request. Go ahead. Let's show that one. I wanted to say 350 inches, but it didn't even go that far. So I don't know where your 350-yard shot came from, but either way, I just want to let you know he did recover, and ultimately This is what he got. So let's show the saving grace video.
Trini, you know you're strong. You see you hit the softball.
Yeah, there you go.
How do you go from missing it twice to punch it down the middle? Because I pulled my head.
I'll finish that off. He said, I pulled my head out of my ass. That's what he said at the end. It just got cut off. But he said, I pulled my head out of my ass. Is that what you said, Joe?
That is exactly what I said. And I appreciate you guys showing all my beautiful swings off like that. That's great.
I just appreciate you hosting, man. Thank you so much. It was a great time. But in the end, I'm going to tell you that's a fun thing that I'm getting into now, especially with my situation and all. Being able to go out and golf, it's going to be a great thing. So I'm excited to be able to invite everybody out to any tournaments that we go to. I'd like to be able to make a golf outing out of it. Joe, thank you so much for hosting. It was a beautiful course. Missouri Bluffs, if you get the opportunity to go out there. I'm going to give a quick shout out. LAPD Blue, thank you so much for the hat, man. Got one for me and my son. And I said, even though I'm still on vacation, pack my hats up in its own separate suitcase. So thank you guys very much for giving me and my son that hat. I appreciate it, guys. So now we're going to go into the actual players party. One thing I want to do, though, is I do want to recognize some comments. We got Jonathan Reyes. Thank you for joining us. Let's see what John, yeah. Amazing course. It was a great time. Appreciate it, Joe.
Yeah.
Got Dan Potter. What's going on, brother? He said, great field crew to get the fields ready for play. Dan says, I might have to learn how to play golf. Hey, if you go with Joe, you're going to feel like a pro right off the bat. Come join us, Dan. Let's see here. Thomas Eldridge, what's going on? Stu Donaldson, got to meet Stu at the tournament, man. Great tournament. Looking forward to seeing you next year. Trini, good to finally meet you. It was great to meet you too, man. That's a big man and has a great heart. Brought me some patches. We're going to show that here in just a little bit. Highlighting mental health. Thank you for all that you do, Stu. Jeff Gross, great stuff, guys. Can't wait to see y'all soon. Great tournament, Joe, and great exposure. Great exposure, Trini. Biscuit. Yeah, man. Hey, I'll tell you what. It's cool to put names to people, Joe. We see people come on, and I see some of their names when it comes to YouTube and on. Then I hear the names like Biscuit, Pancake, all these. I'm hungry. You hear all these nicknames, and it's cool to be able to put, faces to the names.
Just so you know, Biscuit was the MVP of the tournament.
Hell yeah.
He was the top dog in the tournament.
Hell yeah.
He killed it, man. Yeah,
did a great job, man. Brandon West, what's up, guys? Brandon, thank you so much for tuning in and sending us messages throughout the tournament, man. Let's see here. Ben Petrov, great job, Joe, and an amazing tournament. It was great to see everyone again. Neve Bone, great tournament, and the fields are great considering the rain. And let's see, Albert Sanchez, J. Ray fixing that wonderful hair. Oh, that's in that picture. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you what. So we're going to go now to the players party. I didn't get to get as many pictures. I really didn't get many. I mean, I got so wrapped up in being able to talk to people, Joe. I didn't.
Yeah, that was my fault. I was planning on taking some videos, some pictures at the party, and I like you said, we got our time cut short because that was actually that Friday in St. Louis County was the first day of some restrictions that were put in place, and bars and restaurants starting that Friday of the party had to close by 10 p.m. So it was supposed to go a little bit longer, but it got cut a little short. So maybe we were more worried about talking with everybody that we haven't seen in a while, and we got caught up and we weren't able to get the videos and pictures.
We'll show a few photos.
Yeah.
Some of my boys there, man. It was cool to be able to catch up to them as soon as we walked in. Keep going down. Yeah. Oh, look at that shirt.
Check out that shirt. That's an awesome shirt there, Shane.
Shane was awesome, man. You told me he'd wear that shirt, and he did, and I loved it. You're going to get the history on that shirt at some point. So that was a cool environment, man. Had a lot of cool things. Check out this video of bocce ball. Never played bocce ball before, but it was pretty cool. They had it there. Go ahead, roll that. played bocce ball before, man, but that was really cool, man. They had everything. It was like a Dave and Buster's, but a little more like, I don't know, adult oriented, but still had all the games. It was cool. It was different than where we've normally been.
And it was a good turnout, considering, you know, I didn't know what to expect with you know, with COVID and how many people would want to show up to it, but it was a good turnout, and I was happy with the amount of people that showed up. It was a good time. Yeah,
very good. So all right, so we're going to get to the tournament now, and you're going to see here as we walk into the park. We've shown some pictures before, but we're going to show a little video of walking into the park on that first morning. So it's great fields, man. You see the grass, it's lush. You make an error in the infield, it's hard to blame it on anything, you know, but yourself, man. Great infield, great outfield. Guys are diving everywhere, and it's great fields, man.
Yeah, it turned out nice.
And on that note, when we talked about the you called it, what was the name of the fields?
BMAC is the complex name. Check
this out. We're going to show a few pictures of what these guys did for us in honor of who we are and what we were doing there. Is that cool or what? Joe, tell them about it.
Basically, we showed up. They were putting the finishing touches on the field and the lines, everything else. They put the bases, the pitching rubber, and everything out there. Every base, every rubber, and home plate had a blue line on it that they put on for the tournament, which I thought was pretty cool. The field crew did, which I thought was a nice touch.
Yeah, very cool. And one of the things we talked about is being able to meet up with people. And being able to talk to them, you know, and one of the guys that we talked about was Stu, and I've got a picture here of a Stu Donaldson who came out and met me, man, and Stu, just to let you know, I know you contacted my wife, and I'm trying to make it a point to be able to bring out some patches and coins and all, man, but I really appreciate you going out there and bringing me those patches, man. He brought me some really cool patches where it's like there are none left. He brought me one of those, and then he brought me one from the mental health unit. And he remembered listening to one of our shows and stressing about how important mental health is, not only to us as police officers going out and helping people and being aware of their mental health, but also the mental health of who we are as first responders. Like we talked about earlier, it's suicide rate's really high, and so making sure we can take care of ourselves first before we go and help other people is very important. So Stu, thank you very much for those patches, and we're definitely going to get you some patches back to you. I got some special ones for you I'm going to be sending your way. But we also have some, I don't know if it's photos. I think we got photos, right? Photos or video? Yeah, photos. Joe, tell us about what you noticed this year about the St. Louis Show Me Classic as far as people watching and people hanging out. We'll show some photos while you're talking.
To me, this year, as far as the fans and the wives and kids and everything, it seemed to me, even though there was less teams, there's only 11 teams that played this year, which is less than, you know, the previous 4 or 5 years. But and understandably so, with all the problems going on with the protests and COVID. But anyway, with everyone that showed up, it seemed to me there was more fans, more spectators, families that were out there this year than any year I can remember. It was even with just 11 teams, it was more than, you know, any recent year that I can, like I said, that I can remember. And everyone seemed to be having a good time. The kids are running around. There's a couple of playgrounds there that inside the complex that they were hanging out at, and then, you know, obviously all the wives and families and other spectators locally that showed up to the event. I thought was pretty cool.
I thought it was really cool. And you notice that typically people will hang out from outside the sun and the heat and inside, and everybody was outside, you know, whether it be because it was healthier, you know, as far as, or safer as far as COVID. But I just thought it was really neat, man. Super crowded, tons of fans out there, and everybody seemed to be mixing and mingling even more. So I think that was a great thing. You tried to look at the positives of this whole COVID situation, and that was definitely one of them. I know that we had John Irvin said, Joe, you could have thrown that first shot farther. Talking about your golf shot.
I didn't even hit the first shot.
So we talked about, Joe, we talked about, people and as far as the weather, it was a hit or miss kind of thing. And as a tournament coordinator, everybody's calling you, hey, well, how's it going? What's going on? And then we talked about the importance of why we do this, and especially during these times. And so we've got a video here. It's a about a 6-minute video, but I think it highlights the importance of your tournament along with all the other tournaments in our circuit, and why it means so much to us. So here's some video on that.
All right, so Dan McIntyre, manager of the Midwest Heat out of Illinois, Kentucky, and this is.
My name's Ryan Halbert, Dayton Metro. We've been around since the 70s. We've kind of been playing police softball since it started. I'm trying to carry the tradition.
And that's with the Midwest Heat. I'm the third manager to come on board. Mike Burgos started it back in early 2010s. Pete Pavia took over from there, and then I jumped on board 2 years ago and took over the reins.
Yeah, man.
Driving in here, now you guys flew in, so you didn't have to experience it, but driving in from Chicagoland, it was a monsoon the entire ride down.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Same thing for Dayton. It was raining the whole time. I just kept an open attitude, thinking things were going to work out. And, look at it now. It's sunny out, right?
It's beautiful.
Awesome.
I got a free car wash on the trailer on the way down, which was nice.
I just want to say this is what police softball is about. It's about brotherhood. We have some competitions between the lines, but I don't know everyone's name, but I know faces, and everyone stops, says hi, and that's what this is about, man.
Absolutely. And in all the stuff you've done, this is not the one thing that keeps resonating with everybody says about police softball. It's the camaraderie, the brotherhood. We got 2 new guys on the team. We were talking, we're like, hey, this is one place where you can bust stones and not get punched in the face for, getting after somebody, and it's a lot of fun. Well,
it was 38 to 37, I think, was the final score. Maybe it was 17 to 16 or 12 to 11. I'm not quite sure. They beat us by 1. We took them in the opening game, put it on pretty good. They came back for the revenge game and stuck it right on us.
They beat us pretty good. They land-based us the first game.
It was
and
bad.
then second game, they stuck in there. They tied us up in the 6th. In the 7th, we took a lead. They came back, tied it up again. We go to extra innings.
Wait. Bomb is 7th, 2 outs.
Oh, I wasn't going to mention this.
Guy on first and second. Here comes Uncle Halby up. Win the game, right? All I got to do is get a hit, and it's over. They walked the guy to get to me. I'm like, oh, these MFers right here.
Do you like that manager?
Yeah, man. They're coming at me strong. They don't know who I am. I got 2 World Series gold medals under my belt. Just saying, choke, foul out.
And that's 2 more than us.
Foul out.
Fouled out.
Foul
To end the 7th. We go to the 8th. We put up 1 run, and we had another chance. And
yep, man. But
fortunately,
you know
we
what?
stuck in it.
I don't care if I win or lose, dude. I'm past that. I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah.
If you do well, I'm happy for you, man. No hard feelings.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
And that's the feeling you get from everybody out here. And the thing I absolutely love is we needed this tournament.
Yes.
With everything that's going on, COVID, and you got the protests.
Getting yelled at, cussed at,
Yes.
shot at.
Yes.
We all suck. Everyone's out to get us. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, the silent majority is on our side. You got to stay positive. You can't let the minority, the 1% of people trying to hurt you, can't let them get you down, man, because we have a great job, a great career, and we got that brotherhood, that thin blue line. At the end of the day, everybody's got each other's back.
And that's one thing, too, I've noticed in my community is we've seen nothing change from before any of the stuff that's going on. Our community's still treating us with respect, treating us good. I mean, we get out and do our walk and talks through the apartment complexes. We're still getting the good, I don't want to say praises, but the good conversations with our residents still. And it's been fantastic still having that even through this, terrible time we're going through.
Yeah. All right. Cool, man.
Awesome, man. Thanks for the time.
We'll catch up with
Good
you
luck to you.
shortly.
20 years of military service, retired, and we worked with AT&T for a bit, but the relationship I built more specifically with Trini and the nonprofit Shields for Kids, and then being able to support the first responders, not only here, we're up here in St. Louis, we get to travel to Las Vegas, we get to travel to, we're getting ready to go to Mansfield, there's tournaments all over the place, but the opportunity to be able to form the camaraderie and the friendships is really what matters. It's an excellent opportunity to be able to support them and to be able to be brought into the family and have these guys accept me and let me support them and help them out. That means the world to me. It means everything to me. I'll follow them anywhere. The reality is this: most people do not know the world of the first responder. Right? They may think that they do. They may have family members. They may have relatives. But at the end of the day, it's getting into the trenches, so to speak. It's an analogy that we use in the military, but it applies to what these guys do. It's a mindset. It's not easy to give up everything, to be willing to put your life on the line at the drop of a hat. And people don't realize that. It's easy to say that, but at the end of the day, these guys do it every single day. And for them to be able to take this time for themselves and their families, it means a lot to them, and it means a lot to me to be able to be a part of it.
Yeah, man. So that was Dan, Ryan, and Moses in that. And I'll tell you that it was really neat to hear that, because it's something that we know that we hear often, but I think it's neat to be able to hear within our circuit, those guys speak on, how important it is to be able to be at these tournaments and to be able to hang out with each other. And I know that, we highlighted those three in that video. I know Ryan was in that Good Cop, Bad Cop video. And so it was really neat to actually meet him in person. One of the things we're going to talk about next is Dan McIntyre. And Dan has a company, and I speak about that here shortly. I think you guys need to hear about that. We'll show that video.
All right, so we are here at the St. Louis Show Me Classic, and we are visiting Dynamac. And this is their trailer, and every year Dan McIntyre shows up, and he comes out and he has his trailer, has all his equipment. And one of the things that I look forward to every year, of course, is supporting Dan because he's a wonderful person. And one of the things that adds that extra kind of kick to everything is he donates a lot to different charities. He's donated to Special Olympics. He, of course, works with Special Olympics. We highlighted him on the show with some of the work he does off the field. But the thing that I really love is he has a huge heart. And one of the things that he promotes every year is remembering our fallen officers. And so this is 2019, and if you turn it around, you'll be able to see everybody that's listed, man. And that really means a lot to all of us, of course, in our community, that we come out here and we play in our softball community. And it just means a lot that he does this. I think this year it's going to go towards the families of fallen officers. 50%. Yeah, 50% of that goes to the families of fallen officers. So, whenever you come to the St. Louis Show Me Classic, I know that he's here every year. So you got to make sure and bring that extra money, support these families, and support Dan's business. He's a great person, has a great business, and does great things.
It's cool, man. I buy a shirt every year, along with a few other things that I'm there to support Dan. But that shirt really means a lot to me. I expect to be able to see that shirt every year. And so, Dan, thank you very much for that. Joe, it's very cool to be able to bring these guys out and to be able to, host these opportunities in so many different ways. Golf, remember the fallen, the camaraderie, all that kind of stuff, man. Good on you. Let's see here. We've got, some comments. You got chicken wings, some. I'm here, boys. That's Shane. That's here. Ollie says, congratulations again to my guys, Great Lakes Lawmen, for winning St. Louis. I guess the cat's out of the bag already, so we're good, Ollie. Yeah, man. Lou Velasquez, man, looks like fun. Maybe next year. Let's see here. Andy saying Fig is showing off his J money. Let's see. John Irvin says the blue line is a great idea. I thought that was really neat, man. Made me feel special, man.
I thought that was an awesome touch.
Keith Benjamin, no better atmosphere than a police softball tournament. That dude was showing out this weekend also. He does all the time, but I saw him make some plays. A couple of guys were like, dude, you just see Keith? Man, continues to impress.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer.
That's awesome. Dan Potter says, Albert, thanks for the challenge coin. And Albert, of course, is saying thank you. Or you're welcome. Let's see. So now we're going to get into the softball aspect of things. Let's see here. We've got some softball video. So, Joe, you want to tell us about the tournament, man? We had a bunch of great teams showing up, some great competition as it is every year. We're going to show some video. I guess we can show that video first.
Okay.
And then you can comment on the tournament.
That sounds good.
That first. never heard of that guy, Chemo.
He kills it. He just mashes the ball every time he's up to the plate.
I never heard of him, man, but the dude can hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Craig, what's going on?
I want to give
Craig, awesome seeing you, Trini, Joe, and everyone else. Craig's a great guy, man. It's a big dude. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. Craig, he came up, he stood up. That's what sucks about us from San Antonio. I'm pretty tall for San Antonio. Like, I walk around and I'm like, you know, I'm all right, you know. I come over to one of these tournaments, I see guys like Craig and freaking Stu and you, and looking up to everyone, man.
That was the whole problem with the golf swing, is that I was using your driver, which is about 12 inches too short for what I'm typically used to. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, you know, 5, you know, whatever. But you know, that's where the issue lied with that golf swing. That's where the issue lied.
You needed a tee about a foot high, I think, to be able to hit that ball.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to my dad, who was the one who took all those photos and videos and stuff that you just showed. Yeah. I appreciate him coming out and doing that for me throughout the tournament.
Every year he's there, and is so, you know, very humble for all that he does. You know, and you know, a lot of people don't know about Mr. Monahan, but dude's doing some great things, you know, when it comes to you know, trying to help us. He's already helped us in the past, you know, with a bunch of different viruses and things that have shown up. But, you know, now him and his company are really, you know, at the forefront of being able to hopefully find this, you know, this cure for this, you know, for this COVID that's going around. So, yep, definitely a shout out, man. Those are great pictures. Yep, great pictures. So we've got, so yeah, we had some great play. Joe, what were some of the highlights? We've got some more videos, some more pictures, but what were some of the highlights that you, you know, you took note of?
Obviously, you know, Great Lakes are the champions. We've already said that a few times already today, but they went undefeated. They went 6-0. The thing about the format with my tournament, the way I like to set it up, is give guys games. Everyone played between 5 and 9 games. Great Lakes went 6-0. Minnesota took second place for the second year in a row. The third place team, a lot of people think are kind of under the radar. In my eyes, I've played them enough over the years where I know who they have on their team and what they're capable of. And I-80 came through in third place, and they played some great ball all weekend. And you know, I think one of these days, you know, they could, you know, maybe next year, the year after, whatever, I think they can push to win the tournament with the guys that they have. You know, I think your team and my team tied for 5th. Kentucky Blue took 4th, and then the rest filled in and actually were pushed down to the drop down bracket where Code 3 defeated Midwest Heat for the championship of that L management bracket. And United KC, NorCal, and Dayton Metro all filled in after that.
And we've got some video of that still to go. So that, I'll tell you, I
You froze up again, bub.
Did I freeze?
There, you're back. You're back. You're back. Every time I see you froze up, you come back. I don't know what the deal is.
I'm going to keep coming back. I never quit. Hey, Ronnie from LAPD Blue, thank you very much, man, you know, for the hat for me and my son. Hey, there's Manny. What's going on, Manny? Hey, fellas. Thanks for a great tournament, Joe. Had a blast.
Thanks, Manny.
I'll tell you what, we're going to show some more video then from the tournament. Let's see what we got, because these guys were the highlights.
There you go, baby. Get down, get down, get down.
Well, this is of me. Look at that stride. I'm a long distance runner, dude. I'm not a sprinter. You'd have thought the tournament was over.
All right, so here we go. We are getting ready to play a badass game. Looking forward to it. These guys are on fire. Great Lakes. Tell us about the tournament to this point for your team. What's been going on?
Have great defense, and hitting is starting to get hot, so we're looking good.
Yeah, I've heard from everybody around like these dudes are on fire, hitting all the gaps. I mean, they're doing everything they need to do offensively, but the defensive play is doing really well also.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Are you guys
some biscuit on the bump?
Yeah, well,
yeah.
How do you feel about playing us on this one? I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
There you go.
I think you guys beat us last year. Beat us pretty good.
No,
we owe you one.
All right,
good.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about this game. I know it's going to be. It's what we came up here for, man. So I'm excited. Yeah.
All right, buddy.
All right. Good luck to you, boys. All right.
That ended up being a really good game, from what I remember. I think that was really came down to the last inning where it was like 13-12 or something like that. But Great Lakes they were rolling. They were rolling all weekend, man. They just were hitting the crap out of the ball and just defensively locked down. So, I mean, they had a weekend. They had a weekend.
You heard it from the beginning. So check this out. Check this video out. You'll see a few examples of it. This video.
Yeah, they're on a roll. All right, we're in a tough game. Got Great Lakes over there. It's 13-11 right now, and we are coming up on our second. They're getting ready. Great Lakes is getting ready to have their second to the last bats. We're going to be on our last bats after we get this one out. We need to hold them.
They got us. They got us. It was a good game, though, man. It always makes you feel somewhat better to lose to the team that won the championship ultimately. Just a little bit better.
Yep. That was us last year when you guys knocked us out. We felt pretty good when it was you guys that won the whole thing.
Isn't it neat?
Yeah.
That was great to lose to those guys. Those guys did a great job, man. You heard it through the whole tournament. We'll show the bracket. Let's show some pictures as we wrap this part up of the tournament. We showed the bracket of the final bracket. I think we've got here a little small, but that's all right. We got Great Lakes there as the champions, and we got Code 3, which is Chad. Chad was on the Code 3 team, correct?
Correct.
Yes, Chad was on the Code team. There you go, Dan. And all those dudes, man. So that was our.
Just so people know that team there, from what I was told, has an average age of 48. So it's. They came through and played some great games, and they lost some one-run games on walk-offs to Minnesota and our team, and they played great all weekend as well.
I heard that they spent a lot of their time though looking for senior citizen discounts at restaurants. They just kept driving around, seeing who would give them some sort of a discount. That's what I heard.
That's what Potter said. Benji was complaining about. He wasn't getting as many discounts as he usually does out in California. So.
All right, so let's go to the next place team. We got Great Lakes. Great Lakes there. Great job, boys. Runner up, D Ward. Wax, bunch of those dudes, man. That was awesome. And then we got our champions. And you want to talk about the guys that, let's see what we got. Minnesota. Joe, tell us about them, man.
Minnesota's about as consistent as the team comes. They've been around forever, and they're always a top team. They always finish in the top. If they're not winning, they're finishing second. This is the second year they've been to St. Louis in a row, and both years they've finished second. Every year in Vegas, they seem to be finishing in the top 5, top 3. They're just a solid team all the way around.
You know what? I haven't had as many opportunities to watch them play. Bobby Lambert, I talk to him quite often as far as whenever I see him, I love to be able to sit there and have conversation with him. He's a great guy. And, but I'm really wanting to check those guys out now at future tournaments. Man, they were guys.
And not only that, but they were missing a couple of their top guys, and they still perform well. So they run pretty deep.
Yeah. Well, I'm really excited to be able to check those guys out. As we move on in the year. And then so we got some final pictures of our team at the end. You know, we didn't make it to Sunday, so Saturday night we definitely had a good time talking about LeBron versus Jordan. It's always a good conversation. It lasts.
What was the outcome of that one?
You know, we asked the bear in the corner, and it was just a tie. We had so many different arguments. Nobody could verify any stats. We just went off of heart and emotion. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what, we got some final photos when it comes to undefeated. Oh yeah, so let's go with that. Let's show that. When we got a quick video that I left out when it comes to these Great Lakes guys and Minnesota. Let's check it out.
So we're here right now, and this is the battle of the undefeated teams. So we've got Great Lakes and Minnesota battling out right now for the sit-out. We're playing. It's about 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is when they started this game here. So great game. These guys are freaking hitting lights out. Both teams. It's going to be interesting. Shot. Woo.
Man, so that was
a hell of a play there to end it,
dude. I'm telling you. Matthew Tindwell says, "Thanks, Trini, for all you do." Thank you, Matt. Dan says, "A sneaky video while we were out playing. Thanks for the love." And Dan says, "Benji robbed me twice and turned 2 on me both times." Let's see here. Dan Potter says, "Benji is the Dick Clark of police softball." And let's see here. Dan Potter says, "Chemo can play defense as well." I don't know. What does Chemo play defensive?
Third base, I believe. Well, that's what he played this tournament.
Yeah. Ruben Ruiz says, "Hey, Joe, any luck with those salute bats?"
The salute bats, I thought they hit well. It's one of my top. I'd say it was probably the top 2 bats of the tournament, and they all were purchased, and majority going to San Antonio.
Yeah, we really liked them. I think we're looking for anything that'll help us the next tournament.
I think that salute is one of the best Louisville bats that's come out in the last 3, 4, 5 years. You know, it's legit, and the new Genesis technology that they use with that bat is really, really good.
Well, I've got a special bat that I'm hoping to acquire here soon, and hopefully have personally autographed. We're going to be talking to somebody who might be able to make that happen here shortly with Chad. And let's see here. Chicken Wingism says, "Joe and his golf excuses."
That's shame.
Dan Potter says, "How's the ankle?" And Danny Woods, let's see, he says, "It's my thumb. Having surgery on Tuesday. Completely tore my UCL in my right hand."
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it does. All right, man. So let's go to let's see our final photos when it comes to the tournament before we get on to Jay-Z and Chad's input. Beautiful at nighttime. That was awesome, man. If you hadn't had a chance to go see the arches, it's really neat being able to get up there. It was closed when we were visiting, but want to give a final shout out to Joe Monahan and the Missouri Lawmen. I'll tell you, Joe, I know how much work it goes into a tournament, and I know what you were doing when we were out there golfing. And I just want to tell you on behalf of everybody, and I told you this at dinner, told you this multiple times. I really appreciate you putting all the work that you do into this tournament, man. Thank you very much for that.
I appreciate that. I'd also like to. I was told that I left one of your teammates hanging. I believe that was Sal. Maybe is that accurate?
What happened with Sal?
Did I leave him hanging or something? I was told that I left him hanging or something like that. I didn't see Sal. If you're listening, if you're watching, I apologize. I didn't see. I got Johnny gave me a hard time about it.
You're talking about when Jonathan was talking to you and you kept he kept trying to fist bump you.
Yeah, and I didn't see him, and I apologize. I might have.
He held his hand up there for like a
distracted or something
minute
like
and 30 seconds, and he kept jumping up trying to get your attention, and you wouldn't pay attention to him.
I apologize. I apologize. I didn't. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what, man. He obviously understands he's here. Whenever he looks at you, he tells me about your eyes and how they capture his attention. So don't sweat that, dude. I don't think you're losing him. I think you're good. We did, Sal. You missed it. We played the video of Joe golfing.
You're gonna have to rewatch the podcast.
All right. So
we don't need to see that anymore.
Thank you very much, man, and thank you so much for the St. Louis Show Me Classic, man. That was awesome. Hey, we're gonna bring on Jay-Z and Chad Agustin to the show. Let's bring him back. What's going on, Jay-Z?
Hi, boys.
Right, there he is smiling. There's Jay-Z smiling. We had some people at the players' party like, dude, tell Jay-Z to smile, man. My kids are trying to watch this. So thank you very much for smiling. And Chad, Augustine, I wanted to have you on the show for a while, man. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Man, so let's get back to Jay-Z's. There you go. So Jay-Z's been in law enforcement for 17 years. He's a Great Lakes lawman player and a two-time St. Louis Show Me Classic champion. Joe, he's the first team. Correct?
I forgot to mention that Great Lakes is the first two-time St. Louis champion.
Wow.
The first time any team. Every year it's a different team. This year makes the first two-time champion.
Yeah,
Great Lakes.
Yep. Very cool, man. Very cool. Did we show the pictures of the teams? We did, right? We showed the teams.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, Chad, let's see Chad's up here. Chad's a law enforcement motorman for 14 years, U.S. Army Reserves for 17 years, Code 3 and Honolulu's finest player. PS.com NWO All-Star Select.
That was a fun year, man. We had NWO, the up and coming, and the legends, and that was definitely a fun game. I think we had Brett Helmer playing with the legends, and we had what is his name escaping me right now from Mike and Worth? Jason Kendrick. Jason Kendrick was playing with us. So that was fun. That was fun.
Very cool. He's a police and fire games world champion and a 4-time appearance at the USSSA Major World Series. So, man, that's awesome, dude. I want to clarify real quickly about your shirt. Can you tell us about your shirt?
So, for the military side and some civilian ball, I play for For the Fallen. And, that's the organization where they raise money for veterans and also law enforcement with any dogs or prosthesis for amputation. We also recognize fallen soldiers, airmen, Navy, Marine, and also police officers. We honored a police officer in Seattle that passed away. We gave a flag to a friend and their family. We also do it all over, whatever tournament we go to. We honor the fallen. On here, I have a badge of Tiffany Enriquez and Kaulike Kalama from Honolulu Police Department. They were in that the shooting in January of this year. Where the fire burned down all the house in Honolulu. So we dedicate our season to them specifically. So
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, man. I love that. And I think you play with who else from the circuit? Isn't it Mario?
Mario, yep, Mario. I know he's an Easton guy, and he's also a police military veteran type of guy. So we see each other all over.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Well, hey, give us your comments, JD, Chad. Give us your comments on the tournament, man, about your team and how the tournament went from your perspective.
All right. I'll start first. Code 3, man, with Dan Potter, Benji, Mike, Tolly, all the old guys. As Joe said, we're 48 average age, where I'm 40, and I think I bring that age down. Ronnie and Chemo, Kimo, I think he's 31, and Ronnie's 39. He's going to be 40 soon. Hopefully, get him play with us in the senior team. The senior team I play with LCP Prestige, which is all Denny Crine, Mike Brambilla, Eli Aguilar, Ellie. Pretty good team. Hopefully, I get to have a good experience starting my senior and advocate for military and police in the civilian community. So, but yeah, the tournament, I loved it. St. Louis. I lived in Kansas City, played with Kansas City last year, so it was just fun to be back. Brad Johnson was the coach of the Kansas City team. Look how good he looks now.
Amazing.
Been working out.
Oh yeah,
got a promotion. Learned a lot of things from Kansas City. I mean, no matter where I go, what city I live in, I can learn so much from our brothers and sisters out there on the streets. So, but
yeah, man. So your team had a bunch of all-stars on it, a bunch of people that are known throughout the the circuit. What would you say were some of the highlights when it comes to your team as far as playing?
Well, my highlights, Tolly's my room dog, so you know how that is. I can sleep through anything, even if he's snoring really loud. But
I was going to say that dude. It's not man. That dude's got to have snoring on him.
Yep, and then you got.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. When it came to the Texas Showdown, that guy was lights out.
Yep.
You never saw a guy making out.
Yep. Benji and Scotty up the middle, and Neves. They got the senior guys. I play a lot of ball, but I love playing with the older guys because they'll teach you something that never give up. It doesn't matter how old they are. They put 110%. That teaches us young guys that hey, if they can do it, we better do it. So stop dragging our butts. So yeah,
great point. Jay-Z, what do you got?
First off, like a lot of the guys mentioned, the conditions of the field were really incredible considering the rain we got leading up to it. Joe pushed it back 3 hours or whatever it was on Saturday, and I kind of expected it to be a bit of a mess, and really it wasn't. Although I didn't have to run around the outfield. There seemed to be a little bit wet in some spots out there, and so I'm speaking from a guy that didn't have to run through some of that slop. But all in all, it really was incredible. I mean, the week before out in New York, it kind of did the same thing, but it was turf out there, and Joe didn't have that luxury in St. Louis, and it still worked. I mean, you really wouldn't even have known we had any weather come Sunday, especially. So that was the first thing, man. They really did a great job at that complex, and Joe keeping things on track. Went a little bit longer on Saturday, which was great. Kept playing ball just in case we ran into something on Sunday, and everything turned out great. So
yeah, Sunday ended up being a beautiful day.
Yep.
Yeah, it did. That's how it typically is there. Usually it's hot and sunny. That's pretty much a staple at the St. Louis tournament.
Yeah.
So showed up for us on Sunday.
Jay-Z, we played against you guys last year, and you guys were hurting, man. You had like 3 or 4 guys that were limping. D Ward, yourself. I think there were a few people that were limping last year, and you still put on a hell of a game against us. This year, you guys seemed like you were pretty healthy all the way through. Any injuries, anything like that?
Well, D Ward actually he's had surgery over the in the off season, so he's still working his way back to ninja status. But he's got himself a pair of the Himalayan walking shoes, so that's helping him out. He's got that Achilles problem, but he's coming along. And then actually our roster was quite different at this year's tournament compared to last year. We had Biscuit out there. Who obviously was a big difference, winning the MVP, and then we picked up a new third baseman this year. His first year with us, first year playing police ball. Actually, it was his first police tournament, and he did a great job. And then JT was another one that missed St. Louis last year. He was the guy at shortstop for us, throwing 100 miles an hour across the diamond from shortstop. I mean, that he's just got a silly arm there, and just a couple other pieces that we didn't have last year. We ran into some injuries and guys had other commitments last year, and it kind of changed this year. We were able to get our full team out there.
Yep, it's definitely your team was rocking and rolling, man. And from the get-go, everybody was talking about it. So, and that was a great showing. Where are you headed to next, Jay-Z?
The plan is D-Max tournament. So he's been running into a couple roadblocks with the complexes and stuff with all this COVID, but it sounds like he's got it squared away, and we'll be doing that the first weekend of September.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Jay-Z, I know we're going to talk, we'll talk to Chad here for a little bit, but any final words, man, as far as anybody that maybe hasn't been out to the St. Louis tournament or to any law enforcement tournament before, and maybe they're considering bringing their team out or something like that, what would you have to say to them?
Oh, it's a must. I've told Joe this plenty before. It's the World Series. You kind of put that on a different kind of by itself, but outside of that, for me, St. Louis is my favorite tournament. It's a 3-4 hour road trip for us, and I just like the way Joe runs it with the one bracket. The complex is great. Just from the beginning to end, Joe really does things right at that tournament, and it's for whatever reason, it's my favorite. It's usually good weather. This year was a little bit different, and I think it shows. This year with the Code 3 guys going there, and then you also had some other West Coast guys mixed in. Cheddar was out there with us, and Brennan was out there with I-80, and Steve with Missouri. So, I mean, even in this year with things complicated, that's a lot of guys coming from the West Coast for this year. So I kind of think it speaks for what kind of tournament Joe puts on.
Absolutely. Yep.
Appreciate that, Jay-Z.
Yeah, very well said. Hey, Jay-Z, thank you very much, brother. And thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to give you a little bicep shot because I know you care about biceps.
Man, killing it, Trey.
You can't show anybody right now, but at some point, we're going to get a bicep shot from you, and I'm going to highlight it on the show.
We appreciate you smiling on the show today. And
Yes, thank you very much, Jay-Z.
Well, I mean, Trini scolded me at the players' party, so he brought it up a couple times, and just short of threatening me. So I had to change my act. I didn't have another chance, He said, "I'll give you one more shot," and so here we are.
Hey, the first time I had you on the show, you were like this. And then as soon as we got off the show and you hung out, you were like, "Hey, Trini." So I was like, "Damn it, Jay-Z, where the hell were you just a second ago? You scared everybody." Nobody's going to go to a tournament.
This social media and this podcast stuff is all new to me, so you got to give me a little bit of a break. I was warming up.
I love it.
Hey, I got another question too. What was the confusion exactly in the LeBron Jordan debate? I mean, we all know that's an easy one. I'm not sure what was.
I'm with you, Jay-Z. I'm with you.
I don't understand it either, but you come hang out with us one night. We'll pick that conversation up again. I guarantee you're gonna freak the hell out on what these younger cats have to say about things.
I think the younger cats were a few too many deep when that conversation came up.
None of them saw Jordan play.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll give them that.
No, but Jay-Z, thank you so much for joining us again, brother. Thank you. I appreciate your time, man.
You got it. Thanks for having me.
See you soon, man.
Yeah,
all right, brother. Hey, so hey, Chad. So it's a great tournament. I know you highlighted that tournament. You joined us for that, but now I want to turn my attention to you in particular, man. Again, we had a ton of, Keith is saying Chad Augustin's a top-notch dude and even a better teammate. Matthew Tinwell says Chad and Jay-Z are always a class act. Jamie Fergozo saying the Hawaiian looking good.
That's one of the founders of For the Fallen. He's one of the founders.
My Canadian connection says, "Hey, everyone, we missed you, Tyler. We missed you at this tournament." And Matthew Tinwell says, "Jordan all day." That's what I'm talking about, son. But hey, let's get to you, Chad. Such a great representation of our circuit. and just about everything you do. I've never heard a single negative thing about you. And so I'd like to highlight you, man. Tell us a little bit about you, man, and you know, where you came from, where you were in your military service, how you ultimately got out or became or mixed in, you know, your law enforcement career, and then what you're doing now, man, with you know, our circuit and police softball and, you know, military softball. So I know you're big on the military circuit also.
Yes. So I'm born and raised Honolulu, Hawaii. I did everything. I played baseball. I played volleyball. I played basketball. Went to all boys Catholic high school. Basically played all the sports. Had to choose one, so I played baseball for University of Hilo. I had a D1 scholarship. Played there. After I graduated from there, I didn't want to play independent ball after, so I joined the Army. I was a reservist, combat engineer. As my commander at the medical recruiting battalion here in Vegas. But I did that. Did some engineer training, some EOD training. And then I applied to the police department. A lot of the athletes in Hawaii applies to the Honolulu Police Department and the fire department because it's like that team concept. So when you have that team concept, you bring it into work. You're not working, you're playing, but you're trying to win, and our goal is to win. Sometimes we lose, but we get better, we get healthier, and then we go back and play and be resilient. Currently, I'm here in Las Vegas. I'm activated Army. I recruit doctors, dentists, nurses, anything that fills the hospitals of U.S. Army. We partner with communities. We partner with schools and residents and hospitals. Because of this COVID thing, you know, we can exploit our Army medicine and how we deal with COVID and continue to work through this. Yeah, I coached I actually swung the Marini when I first started. Honolulu Police Department introduced the softball world to me. We played in the Nevada Fire Games first in 2007. That was my first travel off island playing softball. You know, I played baseball all over. We were in the WAC. We were in the Pacific Conference Independent in D1. Traveled all over baseball. Never thought I would travel for softball, but being in the police circuit, it was just, you know, second nature. So yep, that's the year with Brett and Greg Cannell and Foster's in there. It brings us together. You know, one of the good things of playing softball is it shows the community that we're normal people too. You know, sometimes when we put on the uniform, whether it's police or first responders or military, you know, we have this mindset, you know, win at all costs. You know, we're athletes, you know, we're soldier athletes, we're police athletes. Our practice is training, and our game is the real life. So with softball, that's our resiliency. That's how we reset our mind, reset our emotions, reset physically, and we do it in and out. So
were you like a lot of other people that realized, you know, because a lot of people I've talked to are like, come on, man, softball, how competitive can that be? Especially playing ball like, you know, you did. Did you kind of freak out on like, damn, man, this is way more competitive than I thought it was?
I did. When I went to the Police World Series, Dale and Jeff welcomed me with open arms. You know, a lot of the players and teams definitely can compete, you know, at that A level, some major level. I mean, if we just did an all-star police team, we could compete. You know, the military does that. They get the 18th seed for the Majors World Series. The champion of the military worlds gets the bid to the 18th seed, 18th best team in the nation, and get to represent. I mean, I thought about it. The police team could do that too. You know, we could do a police all-star and compete as well, you know, and be better. I mean, it's weird. You know, I tell these civilians all the time, check out one of these police softball tournaments, and when they come out, they're like, wow, these guys can ball.
Yes.
You know?
I've actually had that exact same conversation that you're talking about with a couple guys on my team. Beal, who plays with Seminoles, we kind of had a conversation about that, you know, you can specifically how the military has that 18th seed, that maybe they would allow, you know, a police team to have one of those seeds as well, similar to that. and I think we could get a team together that would obviously compete and do well. I mean, we've seen what the lockdown team's done that Terry said, and they've been competitive and beat some top-notch teams. And I think we'd surprise some people if we got a team in one of those seeds there.
Yeah, I saw it with my eyes at Toys for Tots when Terry guys beat some guys from the Rismondo team back then.
Yep.
And a lot of guys like, damn, these police officers can play. Like,
yeah.
I mean, we're normal people too. It's just we can't commit to a conference schedule because we're so busy. We can't commit. We can't financially do it because when you go into the conference, you got to pay a sum in the beginning, and then you got to travel and you got to pay a minimum tournaments per year, and then you got to go to Worlds. So it's hard for people like us where our time is so dedicated to work and we can't break. So these police softball tournaments, St. Louis, one of my favorite tournaments.
Appreciate
all time.
that, man.
So and what's so lucky is I got Louisville Slugger, Dennis Turner, Mike Cornell from DeMarini. They help us out, provide a bat. Not a lot of provided bats out there.
They've been great over the last several years for the St. Louis tournament. They've been great.
There you go. Those are the two top DeMarini and Louisville bats of the tournament. That the second bat on the left to right.
On mine, but I think you're all right. Yeah, so those are the bats, and those are the bats that you have provided. But there's a certain bat that wasn't there, and I'd like to be able to talk about that. Can you talk about that, man? Show us this special bat that I'd love to be able to, get hands on it and have one autograph. I need to know how to do it, so let me know.
So that's the first responder bat, right? The first responder bat. So that's last year's World Series was actually the first time that Jeff allowed. So it's the other bat. So that's a bat that's coming out. That's not even released yet. This bat right here, and that's the Super ZU1K, and that is on pre-sale right now through the website, and it doesn't launch until August 12th. So
what website?
Slugger.com.
Can we get that label up there? Let us know what it is.
Yeah, www.slugger.com, and if you go to the slow pitch tab, it retails for $279, but I have a discount code special for everyone, and our advisory staff has those codes, and it brings it down really good discount. So
you let us know where we can get everybody to purchase that bat, and we'll put it on here. I like to be able to do that.
Chad's first responder bat we actually had in St. Louis last year.
Yep.
I believe that was the first tournament that they were used in, and possibly at the same time that you were using them in a different tournament, maybe in Vegas. But his signature bat we had in St. Louis last year.
Yep,
performed really well.
What bats do you have there, Chad, with you? Do you have a bat to show us, or?
So this was the one, actually. This was the Z1K. This is the one that's right now being pre-ordered, and in August 12th, it comes out. It's a LS2X technology, composite barrel, 0.5 end load. Not a lot of people were swinging it because it was a very new bat. The salute, which is awesome too, it was an honor and a tribute to my military. So that bat was specifically made for the military guys.
All right.
We figure we do a first responder and we do a military bat. So
yeah.
So
we got a little. If you're wondering about whether these bats are legit or not, check this video out. I left the sound on there because I wanted to hear it. Am I guaranteed that distance? Hold on, Chad. We can't hear you.
Oh.
There you go. Am I guaranteed any type of distance? Does it come with anything on the wrapper or anything?
It's hot out of the wrapper. Moonshots, as they say on the description in the website.
It's the same It's the same guarantee that I got in distance with that golf club I was swinging.
0.
Just get the head out. Let the bat do the work. So. And that's fellow Gary Cheney from Las Vegas Metro pitching. So I got all the police guys around here.
That's cool. Craig says, still sad that Chad didn't hit into that double play I asked him to.
Oh, behind the plate.
Got
You've been asking me to hit.
Mario Foster, great dude right there, says Chad is a great human being and I love him. And yes, without a doubt, I can personally say police softball could put something together that would be super competitive in USSSA conference play. You know, I'm interested in that. I'm interested in something like that. I've never really been interested myself personally in trying to, outside of police softball, get into anything like that. But man, that's interesting to me. And I wouldn't mind talking to a few people and maybe seeing if we could put something together. But Chad, to your point with my guys, I have to remind my guys sometimes when we finish a tournament that, you know, we got to remember how little we get to play together because we have so many people working in so many different units.
Yep.
We can't coordinate the time. When we go to Vegas, man, if we're lucky if we get together 1 to 2 times as a team before Vegas happens. We have personalities that gel very well. We've been together for a very long time, but in the end, I mean, we don't play much together. And so, you know, especially when we go play in civilian ball, what you just said, there are a lot of times where guys are like, dude, where are you guys from? You know, we go under a different name or some different kind of, you know, title or whatever. And they're like, where are you guys from? You know, and with a few people will share it and they're like, I can't believe you guys are policemen and can play like this. So I definitely believe that we have that ability to go out there and make a serious name or a dent in, you know, some of these civvy tournaments, man. It'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely. I know we played in the Major World Series our first game 2015 against Pure Romance, and you know, you had a couple of the Ohio lawmen on that team. So, you know, they're all sprinkled around. Matt Tyndall, who was on here, right? He was playing. So bunch of Jeff Oscar Biscuit, you know. So there's a lot of guys I recognize, especially the up and coming new guys that came into the department. You know, Charlie Hinjosa, you know, Matt Fox, you know, all those guys. Those guys definitely played in the conference level. So I know we can do it.
Yeah. Albert says, gotta argue is that not a lie?
Not a lie.
Not a lie. What is that about? Albert, I'm not sure.
That's the DeMarini bats that we had. And he's saying that the Not a Lie was his favorite bat at the tournament.
Oh, Albert liked it. Okay.
Hey, it's Team We. You know, we're all under one umbrella. Wilson Sports. So pick your weapon. They're both good.
Let's see. David Garland says Z1K is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool, man. Well, hey, tell us what you got, you know, going on as far as your schedule coming up, or anything that you and your guys are out, you know, going out and participating in, or what do you got next coming up?
So softball wise, you know, next week is a senior tournament in St. George, Utah. So that's where our LCP Prestige team will be playing. The weekend after that is WSL Worlds in Columbus, Georgia. It's a military tournament, but they're allowing some first responders to play on some of the teams. So if that happens, you know, a team can be like a sleeper if you add best of both worlds, you know, military and police. You know, that's even better if you take the best of both worlds. And then, you know, September is a big closeout for the military fiscal year. So being in my position, operations training intel, I got to close out our year for military, I guess. So a lot of slow things going in September. Because of COVID too, not a lot of activities. I know we do golf tournaments, fundraisers for the Fallen. I also advocate for Hero Sports in San Antonio.
Mike.
We're
going to have Mike on there here soon.
Yeah, so
Hero Sports. I love Hero Sports. It's an organization. I've talked about them before. It's an organization that, you know, provides opportunities for these veterans, active duty, I believe, also along with retired. To be able to go out and to, you know, kind of decompress, maybe help with some PTSD issues. I mean, whether it be, you know, what it is we're doing with our Keepers of the Peace tournament or Hero Sports, ultimately, we're really trying to help these men and women who have, you know, sacrificed for their country and their community and are dealing with some issues. And it's very difficult for us as type A personalities to try to reach out for help. But that organization, Hero Sports in particular, really allows for people to not have to like feel like they're not I don't know, sufficient, not capable of handling. It's like we're not even about that. Just come to a hunt. Just hang out with other first responders, other military members, and be able to, just be in a environment of like-minded people who understand, those sacrifices or situations that came of, what it is that you did for our country. And I think it's a great organization. And Chad, I'm telling you, dude, you're involved with great organizations, and I understand why people, feel the way that they do about you whenever they speak your name.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I know Hero Sports also is dealing with like UFC, so they also take those veterans and combine them together in a combat, environment. So I know Mike asked me to do bring in the law enforcement side of it. I know it was predominantly veteran community military, but hey, we got to reach out to our first responders as well, because they need some resiliency, some hunting, some fishing, some watching some UFC games, UFC fights, going to sporting events. So, we'll see extending it to the first responder, law enforcement
cool
audience. So
very cool. Yeah, and I need to be able to talk to him about that too, because I didn't know that he was trying to, to impact, us as first responders as far as police and everything like that. I mean, I knew it was military, but that's cool. That's cool that they're going there. They have some great raffles also. Dude, they just got like 2 months worth of gun raffles. It was amazing. But now, Chad, I'll tell you, let's see, Albert says, oh, here we go. So we're talking about Vegas. We're going to need to get Jeff on here soon, because Vegas is a big deal. And Albert's saying, so you're saying St. George is having tournaments, the same St. George that is just a short drive from Vegas. I know that we're talking about that. I don't know if we have any updates yet. Joe?
I had a conversation today with JB. I don't know how much he wants me to talk about that conversation, but basically with Vegas, I think everybody wants the World Series to be in Vegas. Everyone wants everything to work out, and everybody shows up, and World Series as it usually is. Now, we're going to push it to as far as we can, or he's going to push it as far as he can. And and if something pops up, and we find out, hey, it's not going to happen in Vegas, there is another location that is available. There is a complex available for a 4-day stretch, Thursday through Sunday, that we may possibly move that to that location. I don't want to give that out just yet, but it's in the, there is conversations being had about this kind of a backup plan, or whatever you want to call it, in case Vegas doesn't work out. But obviously Vegas is the number one priority. So hopefully everything works out, and BLD can pull the rabbit out of the hat like Jeff does, and we get everything like planned.
I think kudos to Jeff and Co and the rest of the crew that are willing to allow us to, even I know that it's not necessarily, it may not be under the title of the, PS.com World Series. I may switch it up some. But in the end, it still gives us that opportunity that is needed right now. I need this tournament, and I've talked to so many people that we need this tournament, and it's for the reasons that we have in this podcast, man. Just being able to come together, and sharing that camaraderie. And we don't have to talk about our call outs or our calls or close calls or anything like that, but just being in the environment of guys that are like-minded means a lot to us. That ability to be able to relax and to see our families relaxing, like we did this weekend. So that's very important, and we're gonna make sure as soon as Jeff and the crew and Benji is working hard to try to make it happen. Also, as soon as we find something out, we're gonna let you know. End result for bringing it up is don't cancel your plans yet. See how this works out.
100%. We're hoping that, fingers crossed, we're hoping Vegas works out, and BLD can get it figured out in city of Las Vegas, and we're all there come August 8th, or not August, sorry, October 8th. So.
Hey, Will Dodd says, Chad, you need to come to the Boo and Brew. Mike and I will be set up. Come say hi to KC again.
That's the Kansas City guys. Hero Sports Kansas City.
Very cool.
Was that over Halloween or something?
Yep, they usually do the Boo and Brew. It's a big tournament, civilian tournament. It's actually one of the biggest tournaments in Kansas City. It's a civilian tournament, and It's
Is that the
it's,
one that runs 24 hours that never
Mhm.
stops? That's
Yep.
what I thought. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, Chad, is I'm going to talk to Mike, but I really would love for you guys to be able to help me out with this conference also, this Keepers of the Peace conference. I know how
Okay.
important it will be to so many people. We've got Travis House, who was a military fire and police veteran, who's going to be coming out. Yeah, he's also a professional comedian. So he's
nice.
got this book out, Create Your Own Light. He's gone through a lot of experiences in his lifetime, and he's going to be coming out. He's going to be one of our keynote speakers, along with a comedy show when we bring everybody back once the first day of hotel breakouts take place. So it's going to be a great tournament. Great conference. And so I'm really looking forward to being able to put that out there with you and Mike and the rest of the guys to be able to reach out to our military crew. But in the end, I do want to show one thing that Chad didn't mention, and that is his coaching abilities. So let's show that.
Okay. You get ready too. Okay. Get ready. And swing. Go. Boom. There you go again. You ready? Okay. Go. Back on your shoulder. Alright, hey, wait. There. Back on your shoulder. Okay. With your hands. And swing.
Everybody's got bats in that family.
Oh man, he wasn't even one yet. So I was trying to teach him baseball. I grew up baseball. My oldest son is not a baseball guy. He's all about art, music, and everything else. But I tried to teach my youngest one.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that though. That it's in their heart. Whatever they want to do, whatever they're passionate about, man, and you guide them in that direction and help them to be the best that they can, regardless of what it is that they do. So, so that's awesome, man. I'll tell you what, it's been an extreme pleasure being able to have you on the show, Chad. I hope we're able to get you back. I know we've got Brett Helmer, just so you guys know, and Denny Crime that's going to be joining us for a show here soon. So, I think it'd be kind of cool to, have you back and highlight some of those home run swings and maybe some techniques that might be able to help us out. But we're going to have them on here soon. And so I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, love to have you back on, man, and bring some also some light to our Keepers of the Peace podcast also. So I'm going to have you with that also. And I really appreciate what you do, again, for our country and, of course, for our community. Thank you so much for what you do, Chad. I appreciate you, brother. And
thanks, Chad.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Chad. Don't forget to, if you like what you're seeing, man, here on the podcast, we're not a ESPN crew. We don't have a ton of people. This takes a lot of time and effort. I'm on a vacation, even after St. Louis, came over here to South Lake Tahoe. And, my family, if you guys saw, my wife's over here asleep on the couch. My son's here on the floor. My daughter, I don't know where she's at. But it takes a little time to make this happen. And so please, if you enjoy what you're seeing, this isn't a moneymaker. It's not going in my pocket. This is because of the love of the game. And, so I really would appreciate you guys subscribing to our YouTube channel, Trini Trinidad. I'll show you a quick review on how you can do that. You just go to YouTube, you search my name because I'm not as big as Chad yet. You filter it out. You look for the channel. Make sure you look for my vacation photo. I'll take another one here soon. You subscribe. You go up, hit that notification bell on the right. Go up to the top, hit all, and you'll get all the notifications bell. And if you like to, you can again give us a rating, get us a review on the podcast and on the Apple, wherever you can listen to the podcast, anything like that. I mean, it's a video, it's a podcast, but it's if you go to the podcast, you can also make sure you give us a review on that one. And if you want a chance to chat, I don't know if you have this. I know you got just about everything else, but if you don't mind checking this out, we got a Chris Vector that we're giving away. And if you will go to our channel, subscribe, and get 10 people to subscribe to the channel, you get an opportunity to win that Chris Vector. So it's a great giveaway. And it's all in an effort to be able to save some first responders' lives. That's what we're doing here. So on that note, Joe, thank you very much, brother, for taking the time out to be here and to help me host this show.
Hey, I want to say to you, appreciate you continued support with the St. Louis Show Me Classic, and it was a great time spending time with you and your family in St. Louis.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. My pleasure. And again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Don't forget, I got your 6.